Hello and welcome back, listeners, to the Allegendly Podcast, where me and my co-host get a mystery topic coupled with some mystery facts, and it's our job to figure out which facts are real and which facts are fake. My name is Alex, and with as always is Joe. Dude. You know what? Every time I introduce you to this show, it's basically like an Ellen DeGeneres show. You know what I mean? Without
Except I don't abuse my employees.
You don't abuse the help, you know?
Yeah. I don't make an hour-long passive-aggressive stand-up special blaming the victims.
Did she really?
It's wild. It's what, like, she's like, it was like, was I mean? Yeah, I was a little mean. Sorry for being a feminist. Like, I was like, God damn. And did some people get scared against their will? Sorry for being a gay icon. You're like, oh, goddamn, all right.
Yeah, well, just know the Allegendly Studio is going to start doing that, so just get geared up.
Oh, we're implementing hazing.
Yeah, here's the problem, though. Our tactics have to be a little bit different. I can't just jump around the corner since we're remote, so I got to get a little creative with my jump scares for you. Like, I have to like masquerade my phone number as like the IRS. You know,
I've gone to just mailing dead rats.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. That does jump scare me. They're on little springs and they shoot out.
I put GoPros in there so I can see your face. Like, it's on the dead rat.
I'm just getting notes of
I have 90 million hits on TikTok.
Got a note with like a severed finger and it's like, you're next.
The real question is, where did I get the finger?
I know. You're like, adjust your mic.
I'm like, I got all mine, baby. Mystery finger.
You're like what John Goodman off of Big Lebowski. I
get you a toe.
I get you a nail polish for free, Chuck.
What color do you want?
Yeah, there you go. Are you my finger guy? He's the mad fingerer. Mailing fingers.
Oh,
I got fingered.
Oh, Joe fingered me again.
Joe fingered me again.
Oh,
shit.
Damn it, Joe. Stop sending shockers. Son of a bitch.
Everybody. How can he find someone?
There's no stopping him. I make people sign an NDA that says you must be okay with being fingered.
He's fingered everybody.
And I don't define what that means.
Yeah, yeah. Let an arbiter figure that one out. Mm-hmm.
That's for courts to decide later. Like,
how much fingering is too much fingering? That's for a lawyer to decide.
Whoa. I don't know the legalese here, Doc. All I know is I got a guy that works at the morgue.
Well, I doubt this podcast is finger related, but one can hope.
Who knew? Who knows? New year, new podcast.
New podcast. Fingering, topic of the day. So you ready for the topic? So we're gonna. Is that two fingers way up?
Oh.
All right. So today's podcast topic is unconventional send-offs, funerals, burials, and memorials.
All right.
Oh my God.
We'll see which one's appropriate for America here next week.
We're already toast. Look, I'm gonna show you the screen here.
Okay.
And we're done. I already know that we're just not gonna be able to keep it together. I knew it. This is they're sad. They're not happy. Look at this guy. Look at him. Like, this guy just, that guy
they lost a friend.
Yeah.
They lost a friend. Oh boy.
And you can't make fun of that. That's their send off.
That's
We're cooked.
That's unfortunate.
We're done. We can't make it through. I'm sorry. This is the end of the podcast.
Sorry. Well, it's a short one this week.
Yeah.
Like we will not be able to be professional.
Look at this guy here. At first I thought, oh, this guy's just just a bum, right? Like he's just a part of the crew or like a family member. This guy looks like Secret Service.
I like how you're like, oh, I thought he was a bum. A family member of the guy that died.
He didn't dress up. He's a bum.
Look, he's in a kilt. Zoom in, you can see his socks.
Oh my God, you're right.
There's a fucking
bagpiper.
There's a fucking bagpipe. You show fucking respect for Bozo the goddamn clown.
Was Bozo a cop?
He was a fucking veteran.
Oh no! I was making fun of him.
He started wearing a red nose after a mine took it off in Nam.
God damn it! He had like a bit with a peg leg.
And
he kept trying to put his leg on, and it kept.
He only put a tear beneath his glass eye.
That's a fucking bagpipe. That's the proper send off for a clown.
Like, I wonder if the bagpipes did the clown like. Oh,
the fucking Benny, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh no. Oh. Okay, well, we have to preface.
If there's any bagpipers out there, please send us a link to playing that song. What song would you play at a clown's funeral?
Probably. Damn it. All right. Well, you ready for the first fact?
Is my shoe size a 16?
Yep. My favorite character, The Simpsons, Sideshow Bob. I think so. All right. Fact number 1. When Miriam, when Miriam, her, I guess nickname is May Burbank, died, the funeral home asked her family what sorts of things she liked when she was alive. Not knowing they would be taken so literally, the family was horrified to arrive at the funeral to see their beloved May propped up at a table with a glass of whiskey, a bush beer, and a menthol cigarette in her hand. May.
Whoa, bush beer and a menthol, huh? Wow.
Okay, Joe, I don't
because when May liked whiskey, I'm like, oh, this sounds like my mom's future funeral.
What would have led to that? Like, what did May like? She liked good glass of whiskey. She liked beer, and she loved her menthol cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
And the fucking funeral home's just like, great, gotcha. Hey, you got Scarecrow guy in here. Fucking taxidermy.
Oh, it was probably a misunderstanding. Like, she likes standing up against the man. And they're like, all right, I guess we can make her fucking stand.
You know what May liked to do? She liked to die and then have a funeral home pose her body as though she's drinking a bush.
That's okay. So you had whiskey, beer, and cigarettes. Fine. It's the propping up that I'm having a hard time with. What was that misunderstanding?
Well, so when you prep a body, too,
she was always propping up her fellow man.
She loved to stand up.
Yeah. She was always rising to the occasion. Like, what? What do you how do you misunderstand that? It's well known that most bodies stay in the casket.
So so glass of whiskey, bush beer, and a menthol cigarette. So bush beer.
Okay.
Unless bush beer's 100 years ago.
What's worse? Her standing up with a glass of whiskey, a bush beer, and a menthol cigarette, or her in her casket with a bush beer, cigarette, and what's even worse? You get to the casket and old May's got a cigarette sticking out of her. I'm kind of now I'm thinking it's an artistic decision.
So here's
we can't have her lying down in a casket with a glass of whiskey. She has to be sitting up.
One of the most jarring things, I think, when I I haven't been to a ton of funerals, but the ones that I have been to, when a body dies, right, it changes its shape, right? And a lot of people are like, wow, they did such a great job. And I'm like, this body doesn't look anything like the person alive, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's distorted, it's weird.
They did a great job with Grandpa, if by being that you mean he's stuffed with cotton balls. Like...
Yeah, exactly. And so that's if that was coupled, like May May, they show up, not only is she deformed and weird, but now she's posed. It's like a horror movie. She's just like got her bush. It's all rigor mortis is taking over. Unless she was already in that pose.
Maybe that's how she died.
Oh, dude, she's just like, and that's how she died. And they're like, well, we could either break her bones and all that to get her into the casket, or we could just set her up.
Hey, thank God they started putting those non-ignitable rings in the filters, or else she would have gone up like a candlestick.
They light it.
Because, I mean, if there's one thing Mama loved was her fucking polyester.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Fucking...
You know what she likes? Smoking a
She
cigarette.
liked to live dangerously.
Being doused in gasoline. May May loved that.
She loved her kerosene lamps. And smoking her menthol. Smoking her cools right next to kerosene.
It was the smell of menthol and kerosene that got her up.
Growing up, old kerosene mama.
She could kick the menthols. She couldn't ever kick the kerosene though.
Oh well, she liked the little nip in her whiskey. She called it a little kicking juice. Ooh, oh that hit you in the mouth like a donkey on a bad day. That did right there. Tell you what.
I tell you, like I agree with you. What would have led to the decision of propping her up?
That's where I'm like, okay. You know,
this was
Mama lived a life. She liked their drink, but like the propping up, that's a lot of work. Like that's a ton of work to make a human marionette.
May May pissed off the funeral director in life, right?
They had a grudge.
Yeah, and they're like, "Look, set your sides. I appreciate you helping us out, but no problem. I got you. We'll make her funeral unforgettable."
Yeah.
She's like in a bathrobe. I bet you if they did this, they went all in. Like a moo-moo, fucking cigarette, probably like
bunny slip. I'm feeling bunny slippers.
They made a fucking mock stage of like a trailer that she's walking out of, and they're playing tornado in the background.
They're playing her favorite stories on the TV.
And they have like a voice box.
Ironically, it was Days of Our Lives.
Voice box. She's like, TiVo the Springer. Oh, dude. She's just like, somebody jiggle the handle.
She's in a Tim Tebow jersey. She just like the look. She just like the cut of that young man's jib.
But not when he was on the Broncos, when he was on the Jets.
Yeah. Finally, a franchise quarterback New York can be proud of.
All right. So we have to make a decision. The difficult one, true or false?
Oh, I'm going true, baby.
Dude, I'm going true, too. A glass of whiskey and a Busch beer, they'd have to put a menthol cigarette in between her fingers, holding a Busch and a glass of whiskey.
Yeah. Look, May knew how to double fist.
Oh my God, what if they Pirates of the Caribbean her? She just has like an animatronic, like, she's going back and forth. Yeah, yo ho, and that's it.
Yeah,
like welcome to May May's funeral.
Just fucking May rocking out to Kid Rock. Bob with the bar, the bang, dig it.
The other guy, Ted Nugent.
Oh, fucking May loved her fucking stranglehold. Fucking cat scratch fever just blare. May May got down with some wang dang sweet poontang. That's what's going on.
That's the Bush beer. She had to convince everybody throughout her life that it's not a mullet. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
she just had high bangs.
don't look. It's a high bang situation. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go true too. I think it's real.
Yeah.
Why not? Right? Fuck it. All right, we're gonna go true for fact number 1 that Miriam May Burbank died at the funeral home. Asked what was going on, and they set her up, propped up at a table with a glass of whiskey, a Bush beer, and a menthol cigarette in her hand. 3, 2, 1, bam! Oh no, it's false.
Oh, but we created such a vivid narrative.
So it says here, this is from RGNO, regular lady gets awesome funeral. Oh, okay, wait.
So there just wasn't a miscommunication?
That was the final send-off. So that was the final send-off that the funeral home came up with for May Burbank, but the family was delighted.
Yes.
And thought it was perfect for the lady who loved to party. She also loved the New Orleans Saints. I fucking was waiting for it.
Oof.
So she was dressed in a black and gold with her nails painted to match. So close!
Yes! Yes!
May is certainly not the first person.
Bonus point for the football jersey.
Okay, this is going to be tough. We might need to get a bonus point not to laugh at these, okay? I'm sorry. These are their final send-offs. This is respectful.
This is wonderful.
Okay, wait. So it says May is certainly not the first person to attend their own funeral in a lifelike fashion. Embalming advancements now allow people to be posed in virtually any position. Sitting up like May, standing in a corner like Angela Medina, or riding a motorcycle like David Morales. One woman even attended her own wedding at her own funeral.
Oh, that's some corpse bride shit.
Why did they put that? Ryder, we didn't need that.
That's wild.
We didn't need that. We were having fun.
Wow.
After 10 years, her boyfriend realized they had put it off long enough. Okay, now it's funny again. What the fuck?
I now realize the error of my ways. I should have made her an honest woman.
You know what? I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Fuck that guy. Because you know what that is? He's like, I realized I was wrong and I put it off. No, he's making
that was 9 years of her saying, you ain't got no commitment.
Yeah.
And he finally was like, oh, what about now?
Yeah. And fucking, guess what? She was a gajillionaire. And he's like, oh, I need that inheritance. All right, you ready for these pictures? You can't laugh.
There's photos? No.
Yes, there is. And actually, they're not bad. I'm not gonna lie, they're not bad. At least Medina or what? May
looks great.
I can't remember, but May looks great. I will say. Okay, here you go. Ready? No laughing, Joe. This is a non-laughing matter. Minus bonus points. Suck it in. Suck it up.
Actually, I mean, she looks good.
That looks good.
Also, that is not a glass of whiskey. That is a wine glass.
That's whiskey, though.
And I respect it. Okay, even more.
Technically, it's a glass of whiskey. Just not a glass of whiskey. It's a wine glass of whiskey.
Look, I respect it even more if it's wine.
May loved to shotgun whiskey out of a fucking tankard of whiskey.
It's not a whiskey glass, but there's a Jack Daniels bottle in the background. So
there is, and it is not all the way.
She liked a heavy pour. That's
a house. Is that the funeral home?
That is in a person's house.
Okay. Well, here's others.
All right, the motorcycle one's pretty rad.
Yeah, there he.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay. Have you seen the guy that they had his funeral at a strip club, and he was there? They had the body propped up on the strip stage.
Was he like on the pole? Like
no, he was standing there, and people would come. Like the DJ was next to him, and like they just like it was at the strip club.
Okay,
it was rad.
I really want to be as respectful as possible. Okay,
mm-hmm.
But this guy right here, He looks like he's doing that pose that like tough guys that think they're tough. What are you gonna
It's
do
not.
about it?
Look,
That's what it looked. They posed him like he's just like, what'd you say about my sister?
albeit for me
What'd you say
to
about my sister?
critique a mortician,
Yeah, I mean,
could have gone a different pose.
they got this guy. That guy looks like he could take off.
That's really good.
That looks like it's half like.
That's rad.
Yeah, like my God, that guy looks alive, right?
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
This guy,
that's art. That's true art.
you know
right
what?
there.
I'm gonna say it. Like that guy looks real too. He looks like he's one fucking bush beer away from taking a swing.
I'm seeing just the corner of the wedding. What I assume is the wedding photo.
I'm not showing it to you. It's
is that lady on the floor?
Yeah. Okay. Here you go.
That's. Is that a?
Mm-hmm. Everything's a yes. Process it, Joe. Drink it in.
We all grieve in our own way. This would not be my way.
Yeah.
That's a skimpier dress than I was envisioning.
Yes. A lot of weirdness. I guarantee you he played Brian.
I mean, the top hat makes sense. Like
I guarantee you he played Bryan Adams during the reception.
Oh, I'm thinking more this was a I'm getting real Sailor Moon vibes.
Fighting evil by moonlight.
I feel there's a rose that's about to be pulled out.
Are you saying this guy's tuxedo mask?
That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm getting.
Hey, if the top hat fits,
good on him.
Unless he murdered
her. Let's not allege things. I know this is the Allegedly podcast, but like, let's not allege things.
All things considered, the process is a lot better than I thought it was.
Honestly, it's much better than I thought it was going to be.
So, hey, like you said, I'll grieve in a specific way. Not here to judge. We're just here to make fun of it.
We're just here to laugh at other people's grief.
I feel like the people that were okay with being propped up at their own funerals are the same people that would love to kind of like
they get
be a part
it, right?
of the joke, right?
Yeah.
I don't
like you can't give grandma a fucking whiskey bottle at her goddamn funeral without like a couple of chuckles, you know? Like,
yeah, like she's smoking a menthol.
I think this is better than a somber occasion, although that the wedding looked pretty sad.
Not great.
Like it was much more, no pun intended. It was much more lively than
after 10 years, he finally worked up the courage after her death. I'm sorry, honey.
I mean, she said yes, so good for her.
Can you marry a corpse?
Well, I guess technically she didn't say no.
Unless we're like making fun of it, and it's super fucking sad. And he like,
it's very sad.
He asked her to marry her, and then she died. And he said, "Fuck it, I'm going along with the funeral." or like I that would make that really sad and a lot more understandable, right? But if he's just like,
that was the original beginning. That was the original beginning to Up.
Weirdly enough, it's the ending to City of Angels as well.
And I don't want the world to see me.
He's all embalmed, like after getting hit by that fucking truck.
Oh, City of Angels, man. I haven't thought of that movie in a long time.
No, dude. Everybody remembers him dancing in the ocean. Like,
hey, man. It's the little things in life.
Who gives a shit? He was an angel. He knows they all die and go to heaven. Like, it's not a sad ending.
But he wasn't a human. He's finally feeling human feelings. Yeah,
so he's sad for like a second. Then he goes, oh, yeah, fuck, I forgot. The afterlife is fucking real. I'll see her in like 20 years.
Oh, right.
Like, everyone's like all sad. He's like, I could see
We don't know. Hey, we don't know what Meg Ryan got up to. Maybe he wasn't going to see her.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we only saw her for like that 1 year.
Right.
He was like stalking
She
her.
could have been a horrible person.
He goes back to her apartment, like opens up a trap door. There's like a ton of dead people.
Yeah, like, oh.
Ooh.
I guess part of being humans making mistakes.
Fucking Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh shit! All right, well, I got it wrong. You fucked up, Joe. It's okay. All right, you ready for fact number 2? It's only the first fact, dude. We gotta.
Oh boy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get there. Let's pull this Band-Aid off.
All right, fact number 2. A rich entrepreneur bought the crypt directly above Marilyn Monroe, with instructions for his wife to bury him upside down so that he could stare at Marilyn for all of eternity.
It sounds like weird rich people stuff.
I don't even think we need to debate this. Okay, wait, let's see if we checked it off. So for entrepreneur, rich entrepreneur. So rich is a staple there, right? So I know many entrepreneurs. None of them, none of them rich. So rich and entrepreneur, okay. Creeper vibes, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Married and creeper vibes, God, double sure. Fucking
put it in his will.
Basically, he wants to have a I guarantee you, he asked if they could like give him a stiffy while he stared at Marilyn Monroe. Like, can you just put like a bar in it and let it sit hard for all eternity?
Just so she knows I really appreciate her.
God. And if it's Marilyn Monroe, I mean, there's enough time now that for you and me, we were exposed to Marilyn Monroe's like fame ancillarily, right?
Mm-hmm.
The generations before us had a little bit more. The generations after us, right, have no fucking clue who she is.
Yeah.
So it had to be either our generation or lower. Most likely, this was an older, rich entrepreneur, probably from like the 70s.
It's also kind of sad that Marilyn Monroe's not buried in a place where no one would be next to her. You know, like
the crypt above Marilyn Monroe. What's sad is he asked his wife to do that for him.
Yeah.
It's like
that's basically like, hey, after I'm dead, I can cheat on you, right?
Till death do his part, right? That was the agreement.
I never agreed to stay with you in eternity.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to look at you through death.
I want to be buried upside down.
Mm-hmm. To stare at fucking another. And technically, how would he do that? Right? So he's just looking at a casket. They just put him upside down in the casket.
Well, they're just in a crypt, so like there's a wall between them.
Symbolically looking at a wall.
Yeah. Exactly. Like,
so we could stare at Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn wouldn't even know he existed.
What if Marilyn Monroe was like propped to the side because she wanted to face a different direction? He's not even facing her now. What if they switched crypts? You know, like sometimes they do it with rich people because they don't want people breaking in to steal like bones and shit.
What if it's a fake one?
Yeah, what if it's just like, you know, some fucking neckbeard that got rich that switched with Marilyn Monroe and now he's just staring at a fat dude.
Or like, you know, it's not actually Marilyn Monroe. It's someone who's just named Marilyn Monroe.
Didn't know. I mean, that wouldn't.
Yeah, because like Marilyn Monroe is not her legal name.
I'm gonna go true. Fuck that guy.
It seems weird and creepy.
Yeah, rich people are weird and creepy. So, all right, let's do it. We're gonna go true for fact number 2. Some weird, rich, creepy dude decided to die and stared directly at Marilyn Monroe, giving his wife the instructions. 3, 2, 1, bam! It is true.
Oh, for shame.
Okay, so he is a rich creeper. True. 81-year-old Richard Poncher died in the mid-'80s after purchasing the plot from Joe DiMaggio. He reportedly told his wife, "If you don't bury me face down on top of Marilyn, I swear I will haunt you for eternity." So she complied.
Real dick.
Mm-hmm. But just 23 years into his eternity, she was already planning to move his creepy ass and sell the coveted crypt to a Japanese dude for $4.9 billion. It fell through, so he's still there for now. Marilyn has another famous neighbor, Hugh Hefner, the sex magazine mogul, bought the spot directly next to Marilyn in the early 90s for just $75,000. He was buried there when he died in 2017 at the gross age of 91. Someone should start a fund to move Marilyn to her own building so she isn't endlessly sexually harassed and fetishized by revolving billionaires in the afterlife. These geriatric perverts are catty corner to each other. You know they high five. So fucked up, dude.
I mean, Hugh Hefner at least kind of makes sense because Marilyn Monroe posed for Playboy. So
I think it's more
like it almost makes sense. It's still like I still find it creepy and weird, but like
it's just the lack of dignity even in death. Like they're just like
leave. Yeah, like you would think Marilyn Monroe had enough star power to be like, she gets the Crips around her too.
Yeah. I mean,
know,
a lot of rich people do, right? A lot of really famous people do.
Yeah, like you'd think like, hey, like it's weird that she could be surrounded. Maybe I'll do something nice for her and just give her space.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, right? Like
it's gross.
I always thought, like, I know Hugh Hefner was a huge fucking sleazebag, but like on the outside, he always tried to play it up as though he like respected women and was like freeing them of the bondages of their oppressive natures or some bullshit
to be fair,
like that.
He's laying beside her. It's fine.
Yeah, but his hands down his pants. I mean, they posed him like that.
Well, he's in a smoking jacket. Like
he's in his robe, dude. Is that his smoking jacket? Wait, was it a robe or was it a jacket?
It's a smoking jacket.
I thought it was a robe,
which is a rich man's robe.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's a silk. It's a silk robe with like a fur collar. That like, but that was fur. Like you would put it over your jacket to smoke, so your jacket, I believe, didn't smell like smoke.
Oh,
and he just wore it around everywhere with pajama bottoms. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yep. There you have it, Joe. Like right now, Marilyn Monroe is just getting sexually harassed like for all eternity. Somebody's got to save her. Who's up to the challenge? Maybe that's what you're gonna do.
Maybe.
That's how you get. Like you have to flee to Sweden and start your new life there. Might as well save Marilyn Monroe.
I'm good. Look, at the end of the day, these are all corpses. It's fine.
This guy threatened to haunt his wife for all eternity if he couldn't sexually harass Marilyn Monroe.
That guy's a real dick.
Yeah, just move him.
As far as I know, Hugh Hefner didn't threaten anyone, so
yeah, he just bought it.
Yeah, it's still weird. I don't like it, but
he's just saying $75,000.
It's also like they're dead bodies. They're not doing any harm to anyone anymore.
You're just
but the thought of it's weird.
Yeah, how fun, Joe.
It's the thought that counts, and I don't like this one.
Well, the thought is we got it true, so we were right. Hey.
Right on.
All right. Here we go. Fact number 3. An eccentric 18th century millionaire faked his own death and attended the funeral in disguise to see how the attendees reacted. The ruse was exposed when he dropped out of character in order to beat his wife because he thought she wasn't crying enough.
Oh.
This sounds a little fishy.
We had the same thought. I was like, look, not a single fucking tear, the fucking cow. I'll teach you, I'll give you something to fucking cry, baby.
Oh, yes, I used to know this guy. He was a good actor. Yeah. My favorite is
one of the greats.
James Bond. He was a good James Bond.
I knew him as Jim Bond. That's how close we were.
Yes. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you meet me around the corner?
Oh, excuse me. You don't seem to be crying.
Fucking Sean Connery faking his own death so he could beat his wife.
Look, like, I mean,
I've heard
the depressing answer is that it's true, and so it's probably true.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing is like, my problem is, though, there have always been some, like, rumors about faking their deaths, but I've heard it just really doesn't happen. So I've never heard of anything successfully.
It's a lot of work. Like,
It's not a wham bam fake my death. Like,
Mm-mm.
oh, I blew
Like
up a car.
like most fake deaths, like before computers, the person just left and the
Yeah.
family declared them dead,
Mhm,
right?
what?
Like,
His horse was still in the stables.
I
And
mean,
he
it's
was
been
gone.
7 years. He's not coming back.
Yeah. So really what he did is he started a new life, spied on
Mhm.
his old family, waited for his funeral, and then beat his wife.
Yeah, like he went from, you know, he moved he moved from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. Case closed. Like, there's no way to track that guy down.
Yeah. And then I came back from my funeral and she wasn't crying. She had a new husband. Need to have
Well, he probably gave the
words.
game away by staying in the house. So she knew.
She's like, yeah, I gotta get
Oh,
back.
he's been pretending to be a ghost this whole time.
Yeah. I'm a ghost.
I'm just me, old gosh day, grabbing some bacon.
Just letting you know you're out of milk.
Yeah. I'm going to leave a spooky grocery list.
So yeah. So let's fuck it. Let's go true. 18th century millionaire faked his own death. I mean, 18th century. Like,
I mean, you totally could. All you had to do was literally go tell somebody to be like, "Hey, you know that guy died," and like, case closed.
yeah, even their family's like, oh fuck, I didn't know he died.
I mean, it has been like 48 hours. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go true on fact number 3. That an eccentric 18th century millionaire faked his own death and then got out of character after attending his funeral to beat his wife. 3, 2, 1, bam. It's true.
Yeah. Misogyny always wins.
Yes, it does. This is from List First in Wikipedia. Timothy Dexter did not live a one-page summary life. Picture a dude drops out of school at 8 and Forrest Gumps his way to becoming the richest man in Massachusetts through a series of objectively terrible niche investments. To make a Timothy Dexter video game character, you reduce intelligence, strength, charisma, and ability to 1, and max out luck. From buying crates of worthless paper currency to mistakenly hoarding whale bones to betting big on stray cat exports, every insane thing he went all in on weirdly hit the jackpot. One time his business rivals tried to deliberately trick him by telling him that bed warmers would be a great export to the East Indies, a hot climate. He sold them to use as molasses ladles and instead made a killing.
I mean, that's pretty.
That's pretty smart.
good.
That's pretty smart. And most likely, he's not the one that came up with that. Most likely, somebody approached him and said, "Hey, how do we fix this?" Because they had, investment too. But he lucked out on it.
Yeah.
He styled himself Lord Timothy Dexter. Sometimes added an Esquire at the end. He could barely read or write, but that didn't stop him from declaring himself the greatest philosopher in the known world. This is Donald Trump.
Well, no, Donald Trump had money to start out, so
it's true. It's true. I'm talking about just the luck and then the fucking unchecked ego.
Well, to be fair, Donald Trump's business didn't have a lot of luck. He was just like, he had a lot of money. Like,
I guess
a lot of his businesses were failures.
Like, I'm talking more luck, I guess, than like being born into it.
Sure.
But then like leveraging these luck streaks, like having money already, to think that you are like the greatest person to ever live. Okay, so known in the world, he wrote a book of musings with exactly 0 punctuation called A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. Here's some snippets. Are you ready for these truth bombs, Joe?
I'm ready for some run-on sentences.
The other are bad. This is, quote, "I me, the first lord in the United..." Okay, I can't read this. You're going to have to just see it for yourself.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't normally I usually read it and describe it, but you're going to have to read this one. I'm going to let you read these quotes. Go for it.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this first to even understand what the hell's going on here.
It's bad.
Wow. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can do it. Quote, I mean the First Lord, United States of a Mercery, now a Newburyport, is the voice of a people. I can't help it be so. Let go now, as I must be Lord. Okay.
What does that mean?
Also, another little word of wisdom here I got for you. Quote, now I gene to lay the cornerstone, a grand remnant of my father George Washington, the great Harrow. Right? Good stuff. Love George Washington. Big guy, strong guy, red hair, crying.
Powdered wig.
Quote, I mean no harm to a fly, only when he bits me, I kills fly. So little harm, okay? Just a little bit, yeah.
There's more.
Fuck all the way off, there's more?
Listen, when the second edition was printed, he added "Go fuck yourself" note for the people who complained about the lack of punctuation. Now once complain of my book. The first edition had no stops. I put in enough here, and they may pepper and salt it as they please. So he's basically saying he's going to add all the punctuations, and then you can put that in.
Yeah.
Followed by 2 more pages of punctuation marks. A good chunk of the book is Dexter complaining about his wife. He would regularly tell visitors that she was dead and that the woman they saw in his house was her ghost. He refers to her as the ghost repeatedly in his book. His mock funerals spared no expense, including a priest, a band, and an expensive coffin that was actually entered in the garden. There was to be a large feast afterward, but the guests heard a commotion in the kitchen and ran to see Timothy beating his wife with a cane because she hadn't shed any tears at the funeral.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why she wasn't crying, dude.
So, this...
Oh, she should have had some tears of joy. That would have gotten it.
This is basically modern day crypto bros, really. Yeah, like some crypto bros just like hit it big on the GameStop, and I'm gonna write a book, bro. Yeah,
dude, doge it out.
Fucking, bro, go pick up my book, man. It's called fucking Oakley's for Life. I don't know.
It's called I Writes Good.
Don't worry, I have plenty of punctuation.
Dude, you don't need to know how to spell if you know how to code, idiot.
God. Yeah, spelling isn't even coding, bro. It's not even coding.
Bro.
They don't even use commas in coding.
Look,
okay?
Stop being stupid. Okay? Spelling's dead.
Ladies love it. Ladies love it, bro. Oh, gross. All right, you ready for fact number 4? I'm done with that guy. That guy's a loser.
I should have said it too. I should have tried for another bonus point because I was about like when you're like, oh, and he beat his wife. I was like, probably was a can.
Oh,
like, I almost said it.
You had it.
I should have.
I
was like, oh, that's too dark.
You got the Joe tingle, huh?
I did, but I was like, oh, that's just mean. Like I probably shouldn't.
Well, he did with a can.
He did, like a real ass.
All right, fact number 4: 19th century German poet Heinrich Heine left his entire estate to his wife on one condition, that she must remarry in order to get it. He did this so that, quote, at least one man will regret my death, end quote. All right, so this is obviously true. Obviously.
I was like, I don't know really what else to say, but...
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is something weird. Now, there are just miserable pieces of shit on this planet. Don't get me wrong. But whenever a man complains about a woman being an asshole or a bitch, or I would say a good probably 8 times out of 10, solid 8 times out of 10, it's because the dude is an insufferable piece of work.
Yeah.
Right? And the women in that relationship respond accordingly in order to like survive. They're in like survival mode.
Yeah.
So the dude's like, God, my wife is such a bitch. And the chick's like, yeah, because you fucking are just such an insufferable asshole
Yeah.
all the time, and that she just gives up. And so, like, she's gonna go remarry, get this shitload of money. So now she has a pick of the litter, right? She can find somebody that's actually like a decent human being, right? Go remarry, get this huge fucking inheritance, and the dude's just like, hopefully treat her okay. Because she got to chose him. He didn't choose her. Like, this is true. Like, this guy had like the no foresight. He's like, she treated me like crap. She didn't have fucking food on the table on time. She fucking, all she wanted to do was care for the kids. She cried when I beat her. What a bitch.
Look, I put on a mock funeral and like she wasn't even sad.
She wasn't even crying. She was actually flirting with one of the funeral attendees. I get it. I told her she had to remarry, but
like,
I'm the asshole. God, I know I said she was dead. Like
look, so I joked that she was a ghost.
In the 18th century, I told people she's dead. I probably could have murdered her, and I didn't. Okay.
Look, I'm the good guy here. I'm the victim.
Look how much money I have. I'm the good guy, obviously. So
I leased 2 Lamborghinis.
Oh, do you know how many leased Bugattis I have, bro?
1, okay, but how many do you have?
Yeah, how many? They're a lease to own. All right.
Okay.
In like 10 years.
Are you 12 years away from owning a Bugatti?
No way. You know, by that time, right? I'll hit it big again. I'll probably lease out another car.
Neil, do you know how many mortgages I have? 8. Okay? Bugattis are expensive.
Oh, shit. Okay, we're going to go.
How high is your APR? Mine's 42.
God, that's fucking gross. Oh, shit. All right, we're going true right now. I'm just assuming.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. Okay, we're going to go true. On fact number 4, 19th century poet left his entire estate to his wife on one condition: she would remarry. 3, 2, 1, bam. It is true. This is from Wikipedia and New York Times. Heinrich Heine was a Jewish-turned-Lutheran romantic poet, part of a hippie-esque progressive youth movement that swept Europe in the mid-19th century. He married his lady in order to secure her financial future in case he died in one of the 10 insane duels he called for in his lifetime. Their relationship was tumultuous. He was a moody bitch, and she was described as dim-witted and vain. One source said she never bothered to learn German, and therefore had no idea what her husband's writing were good or not. She didn't even learn German. What a moody bitch.
What a dim-witted bitch.
She couldn't to read her husband's poems. He can't just rewrite them in her native language. She had to learn German.
Just because she was a woman, she wasn't allowed to go to school. But, like, she could at least, spreckens the lingly.
One source said she never mind, but she she never knew if his writings were good or not, but suspected they were not because of his own constant criticism of them. Nearly a century after his death, Nazis burned his books and changed his songs to author unknown. This is particularly ironic, as Heine, who once said, quote, "It is there where they burn books that eventually they burn people," end quote. Heine quotes are either poignant and prophetic, or I am 14 and this is very deep. Here are some Heinrich Heine originals. Quote, "We should forgive our enemies, but not before they are hanged," end quote.
Oh, okay.
That's I am 14.
So that's the real Batman doesn't understand murder thing.
That is a 14-year-old moodily posing in his room as he's like writing poetry in his head, like sitting there in the dark, like in his cloak.
I mean, I don't know if that's 14-year-old. That's just petty, right? Like, because that's not what forgiveness is, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's a very. I think I'm like. That's a very clever thought, like in the sense of like, oh, I'll forget. Like, I'll forgive him when you're dead.
When you're dead.
Like, oh, so you won't forgive them? Okay.
These are tweets. These are tweets.
I mean,
okay, think of this like you're on Twitter and you're scroll.
Mhm.
Come across these, okay? They
Sure.
make sense. People don't change. Listen, ready?
No, I was like, I mean, they're tweets now, but like, I mean, people have written short sentences before.
Ready for this? No, not like
Mhm.
this though, dude. This is a tweet.
Oh.
There's a short sentence where it's just like, I went to the park today and it was really nice outside. That short sentence punctuated, whatever.
Sure.
Right? Fine. But this one, quote, perfumes are the feelings of flowers. Boom, tweet. Sent out.
That's
Facebook post.
you should. It's no. What it would be today is perfumes are the whatever of flowers. You should marry a Sagittarius.
Gotta wrap in the spiritualism a little bit.
Mhm.
Ready? Okay, ready? Just I haven't even read this one yet. Just
Okay.
I'm going with the theory that these are tweets. Quote, ordinarily he was insane, but he had lucid moments when he was merely stupid. End quote.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like that sentence.
It's not bad.
That's pretty humorous.
Broken clocks, right?
Yeah, I was about to say blind squirrel, right?
Yeah, finds a nut. Okay, here's another one. Ready? Quote, the more I get to know people, the more I like dogs.
Fuck, that's a bumper sticker.
That is a bumper sticker.
That's a fucking bumper sticker right there.
I feel like that's been around longer than 18th century.
I'm getting more of like a McConaughey vibe.
The more
where it's like he's smoked some good shit.
The more I like dogs.
More like dogs. Like I think there's a very much like he's high on his own supply.
Yeah, but that's like a shitty McConaughey, right? Shit McConaughey. Good McConaughey would be like, the more I get to know people. I will say like
McConaughey is more positive.
He's like, the more I get to know people, the more I like people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
The more I get to know people, the more I just like people.
Man. Yeah, that is a Matthew McConaughey quote. Real McConaughey is like Matt McConaughey. He's just Matt.
That's Matthew McConaughey if he was voicing an animated dog. The more I get to know people, the more I like dogs. Let's ride.
All right.
All right. All dogs go to heaven.
All right, here we go. Quote, where words leave off, music begins.
Okay. That's how songs work.
Maybe he's insane and he thinks music starts in his head every time people don't talk.
I mean, you know.
All right. Quote, experience is a good school, but the fees are high. End quote.
Almost good.
Almost. That's the whole point. The premise of I Am 14, this is very deep, is one, you have to feel original. You have to feel like you're the first person to think of this.
Mm-hmm.
2, it has to almost be profound.
Yeah, like
right?
I think like I think he's a clever person who knows he's clever. Like, and so is trying real hard. And like, but the premise just didn't like. But being part of 14, he's not actually going to like workshop it to make sure like the follow through, right?
This, you know what this is? This is the guy who, by his nature, is a cool person, right? Mm-hmm. But is too scared to not be cool that he overthinks it. If he was living authentically and just normal, he'd probably be fine. He'd probably be Matthew McConaughey. He's like smoking weed and shit. And,
like, you know.
You don't gotta learn German. I barely know it, man. I'll rewrite.
Like I get it.
Fine. Whatever.
Look, man, I barely finished 8th grade.
Shit. Well, we did get it right though. Fucking still a dick for all intents and purposes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Fact number 5. All right, Alex.
He was a failed Mark Twain. That's the vibe I was getting.
He was
from that guy.
Yeah. It's
like,
like,
you know, like Mark Twain had all those euphemisms and like little.
yeah, but they were funny and like
Exactly, but like
vulnerable.
that's like the more I like dogs thing. I'm like, oh, that's like a failed Mark Twain quote.
It is. I remember they asked Mark Twain, now that you're like a super well-known, successful writer in your old age, what is the thing you look most forward to? And he said a good BM.
Yeah,
like a good bowel movement. You just like,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? When I hit that age, I probably would be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, fact number 5, Alex said, I quote, wrap it up, phone it in, just do one about Godzilla's dick size or something. I did say that. Today, I said that. So, here's your final true or false fact.
Cool.
King Kong would have a bigger dick than Godzilla.
Actually, anatomically, gorillas have really small penises compared to their body size.
Okay, well, then that's false.
So
because Godzilla would then... Well, Godzilla... How big was a fucking dinosaur dick?
I don't know. We'll have to get to Reykjavik.
I've only ever seen fucking bones of fucking big lizards. Like
when you started that sentence, I was like, where are we going?
Yeah. I just see boners everywhere.
Yeah, I was like, what? Look, I've only measured regular lizard penises. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, well, let's go false. Fuck it. 3, 2, 1. Bam! It is false. Oh shit! There is an actual fucking.
Oh
holy
no!
Shit! She has a whole thing.
Oh, there's a whole DeviantArt page.
Yeah, no, there's a scientific thing. Hold on, I'll read this real quick because we phoned it in, but we got it right. So false. Internet people did math using the proportions of a gorilla dick. Yeah, that's what you said. Relative to its size. Since you asked, gorillas are working with less than 2 inches hard. Scaling that up to a monster King Kong projected the penile length of 13.2 feet. The Godzilla dick math is less straightforward. They use T-Rex as a template. Fine. Seems reasonable, except no one has ever had any evidence of Tyrannosaurus' dick size. When left up to speculation, you get estimates from like 10 inches to 12 feet.
Okay, that's a range.
That is a range. Internet math, people split the difference for Godzilla, arbitrarily assigning T-Rex a 6-foot donger. Seems flawed to assume dudes would have only exaggerated dick size by 100%. So yes, they
yeah.
They're like, obviously, I'm close. If I was as big as Kong or as big as Godzilla, I'd have.
Well, obviously, I have 10 inches, so T-Rex gotta have bigger.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Dinos probably. I subjected myself to 3 articles on dinosaurs' dicks. Not one was willing to throw out a hard number. She put in it.
Yeah.
You have to. Hilarious. They were mostly focused on what sort of sexual position they probably used. Dinos probably had the all-in-one ass-vag pee hole that lizards and birds have called a cloaca, which I learned means sewer in Latin. Also, people are selling a 3D printed penises with T-Rex bodies, legs on eBay. So yeah, that is a problem that the internet has tried to solve.
I mean, I would imagine.
Case closed. Godzilla's better.
Apparently. Also, I mean, I guess you could go off the 2000 Godzilla and use a Komodo dragon.
Ew, and that was a female. Well, actually, it was unisex. I think it is a female, and then it could reproduce. So it didn't have a penis, Joe. You're look fucking stupid.
I'm just saying it was based off of Komodo dragon, so you can scale up a Komodo dragon.
It was an iguana.
Oh, I thought it was a Komodo. Sorry. Sorry, my knowledge of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla isn't up to fucking snuff, you fucking nerd.
I'm just kidding. It could have been a Komodo dragon. I can't remember either.
Now that I think about it, it wasn't iguana.
I just remember Matthew Broderick. Because honestly, I do love Matthew Broderick.
Okay, all I know is that the Puff Daddy soundtrack was a banger.
Here, listen. That's the one thing the new Godzilla missed. Fucking no Matthew Broderick. They should have brought him in at least once. That would have been
just
so
what a
funny.
scene, just a cameo.
Like fucking Godzilla walks through town and Matthew Broderick's like, I ain't dealing with that, and just walks away. Like,
who you gonna call? Someone else.
Back where movies were fun. All right, well, let's see what we got here. What are we dealing with? I think we only missed one, dude. Oh wait, do we have a bonus? Nope, no, we don't have a bonus. I'm gonna take a bonus because 5 out of 5. Because Joe,
I mean, I did kind of nail the football thing.
You did nail,
that was a shocker. To be fair, she only had her nails painted. She wasn't in a jersey, so
she wasn't a jersey.
Oh, she was? Oh,
yeah, she was in a Saints jersey.
That's right. Okay.
She loved New Orleans. Was dressed in black and gold with her nails painted. She was. Oh wait, no.
Oh yeah,
she was dressed in black and gold. Okay, I'm sorry. She wasn't in a jersey. You're right.
So I called it. I called for a jersey.
Yes, you did. No points for you then.
Sorry, everyone. I know I let people down.
Let us down.
Sorry, Tim Tebow.
You're gonna have to take a T-bow on that one. Two T-bows. I
took a T-bag. You know what I'm talking about?
So, all right. Well, we did it. We covered everything. 4 really sad, weird funerals and Godzilla Kong dick debates. That's totally fine with me. But I think the main lesson that we have to pull out of this is a clown funeral is great, sad and great, and rich people are fucking skis balls.
Yeah. I think we all knew this one.
Yeah, it was that layup, you know.
Yeah.
Like, fucking rich people are pieces of shit. We didn't. If a rich person was involved and they were having a funeral for weird reasons, yes. Stupid as fuck.
Yep. Yeah.
Case closed.
May us all go out with a glass of whiskey and a bush beer.
Don't forget your menthol.
Hey, fuck it. I mean, if I'm dead, I'm smoking.
Yeah, is that the way you're gonna be posed with? 95-year-old Joe dead, just
fucking Paps in hand and Camel Lights, dude. Although I'll be animatronic by that point.
Just like
cat scratch fever.
No, and then they have like 15 points of articulation. You're just like,
yeah,
dude, and fucking.
I'm going to be doing the Country Bears theme.
Oh, Joe, if we die at the same time, we could be doing the podcast together. They just having us in a room. We're like,
that's it. You heard it. It's put in our will. Got to do it. Sorry, Bree.
We have to be doing. Well, Bree's part of the podcast too, so she's just gonna be like,
we're all gonna die at the same time. Sorry, your children.
Well, I mean, if we're like 95, Bree's gonna be 105.
I was going to like 2 years from now. I mean, I'm not gonna remember it.
You gonna fucking kill us? My God!
Hiya!
Because you got the joke from the edit.
This cannot be used as evidence.
I don't remember this. Like, I yawn from memory.
I edited that. Sorry, dude.
It's on you now.
Yeah, that's our little Men in Black fucking little pen right there. Hiya!
Oh, good. All right, you want to close this one out?
There it is. That was this week's Allegendly Podcast. Please follow us on Blue Sky and TikTok at Allegendly. Of course, hit all the buttons here on the YouTubes. And if you don't like looking at us, of course, you can find the audio version of all of our podcasts wherever you find your podcasts. And feel free to email us all your bagpipes, clown funerals at allegedly.podcast@gmail.com. And until next time,
I'll see you after the funeral.
I better see some fucking tears next week.
I'm coming with a cane.
And by the way, we're out of mayo.